Hi everyone. Alongside video games, a special part of my childhood was collecting and reading comic books. I would love to tell you I am the kind of comic book guy who has stuck to certain titles and knows every piece of lore, and every story arc of a particular character. Unfortunately, comic book stores were not a thing in 80s Britain, or at least not where I lived. Knowledge of superheroes came from TV. I loved Lou Ferrigno's Hulk. And shows like Manimal, the Herculoids, and Spider-Man and his amazing friends. But shows were often shown out of sequence. So, following a full story was near impossible. The only place to get comics was the newsagents. Much like TV, titles were random and would disappear and reappear without finishing multi-issue stories off. I did get subscriptions to the Transformers and Real Ghostbusters comics for a while, which was great. However, this leads me to the point of this episode. Because things started so randomly, I have kept it up ever since. I still buy comics for their visuals. The stranger the better. Let me show you some of my favorite and most random comic book titles. Let's begin with Wolverine. Although he is a popular character now. After the 90s X-Men TV show and Hugh Jackman's performance over multiple movies. When I got into Wolverine, he was a much more obscure superhero. I liked his design, the claws and the mask, and I loved his almost anti-hero persona and surly nature. Next come the horror comics. As a kid, I would watch shows like Tales of the Unexpected and The Twilight Zone. I loved creepy short stories, often with twist endings. I avidly collect any comics with the same premise. Tales from the Crypt, later made into a great TV show, some not so good movies, and even a kids' cartoon. Vault of Fear and Haunt of Fear by EC Comics and Sinister Tales by AC Comics are some of my favorites. Now, let's look at a UK comic. The very long-running title 2000 AD is a fantastic comic book. Most famous for its character, the futuristic lawgiver, Judge Dredd. But if I'm honest, I probably like Judge Death more. In fact, as the comic gave writers the chance to tell some pretty crazy stories. I was much more interested in the strangest tales the series had to offer. Okay, so I want to finish the video in a hail of chaos. Let me quickly blast some heroes past you, and you can let me know which ones you know or what you make of them in the comments. Animal Man, Kazar the Savage, the Blue Beetle, Ultra the Multi-Alien, Captain Thunder and the Blue Bolt, Night Thrasher, Ghost Rider, Master of Kung Fu, Namor the Submariner, and the Son of Satan. So, that's it. I will continue to pick comic books at random. I am drawn solely to the artwork and imagination of the artists and writers. Although Marvel and DC movies have helped to normalize comic book characters. At one time it was a mark of being a geek. I personally like the mantle of comic book geek. Super Brain Panic is a comic book geek. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you next time.